What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. In the last episode, we took down the Shell and the Banana Cups with Koopa Troopa and DK, respectively. In this episode, we're heading under the Leaf Cup, and it would make the most sense for me to go with Tanuki Mario in that situation. But given that he's just an offshoot of regular Mario, I'm actually going to go a bit of a different route this time and pick Birdo. And we are going to go back to the bikes for this one. I'm going to go with... what do I want to go with? I'll go with the Varmint this time. And we'll try to get a nice, even stats distribution here. Cyrus Slick is probably the best option here. And then I think I'll go with the MKTV Parafoil. And into the Grand Prix we go. And the main reason I'm picking Birdo is just because there's a Yoshi-themed course in this one. I mean, really kind of makes the most sense under those circumstances. There's not really any Birdo-themed tracks, but she's unique. I'd like to give her an opportunity to shine here. So let's do this thing. And actually, here's another course that I'm not a huge fan of. This one's not generic. It's just, I think this is just another one of those courses where I generally have a lot of bad luck with it because it's, again, very cramped space. This one is also really annoying because there's a lot of places where you can get hit by items and it's very difficult to recover. Like this spot, for instance, if you fall in the mud and when you get hit by an item, that's just like a big, that's a huge killer for your run if that ever happens. Then there's also, oh gosh, there's also this part. This part just does not work with my mind. So as I'm going through this jump right here, every single part of my body, I have to like tell my brain, no, stay straight, do not go left, because every part of me is like, oh, if I dive down, I'll actually make it onto the lower track faster and I'll be able to cut through it. No, if you do that, you will go careening off the cliff. The physics on that makes no sense to me whatsoever. So it always messes with my head and I have to like actively remember, stay true, stay straight. Do not deviate at all or you will die in that part. It always gets me. So I'm not a huge fan of this course, to be honest. It's not my favorite version. I'd rather be playing Wario Coliseum right now, for instance. Definitely like this one more than Wario Stadium on the 64 because that course is just boring, but this one is, I don't know. It's all right. It's just, yeah, it's pretty punishing compared to a lot of the other courses in this game, which I guess it's good to have some of those. That being said, I probably shouldn't be talking smack because I'm actually kicking everybody's ass right now, but all it takes is one lap full of a lot of bad luck with items, and all of a sudden that's not going to be the case anymore, so we'll see. But we're going pretty good. I'm liking this bike actually quite a lot, so that's good at least. And here we go with yet another blooper, but don't worry, we'll wipe that off instantaneously with our boost here. And we're doing it. Oh, and there's the lightning here to ruin my day, because of course. It's always the freaking lightning. It's just like the most like anti-fun item that there ever is. And it's not like the people who use it take advantage of it, so I don't really know why they're even bothering. They can't choose what they get, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, but still. Let's get those items. Get that banana out. There we go. We're good. Okay. Can I get one more coin before this is all said and done? No, I went right through them. That's all right. We still won that one pretty handily. I will take it. So first one down. I'm not too worried about both of these cups just because I've already gotten the 3 stars on each of them. I think the only one I still have yet to do it on is was it the Crossing Cup? I think it was... Yeah, I think it was the Crossing Cup, actually. Was it the Crossing Cup or was it the Bell Cup? It was one of those two. I don't remember. Here we go. On to another one of my favorite GameCube ones, Sherbert-Land. I love the way this one looks, and this is actually one of the best reprisals. They made this one a lot more interesting. So instead of just straight up falling in the water and that being a hazard like it was in Double Dash, in this one, it's actually a lower track, and it spits you out right up there on the top left as we pass that little boost. And there's a lot of interesting little cuts that you can use in this one to take advantage of. In this course that are pretty fun. One of them I'm going to take anyway that you're technically supposed to use a mushroom for, but the shortcut is so significant that I am actually willing to take the speed hit to go over it. And that is actually right here because, yes, you're going to slow down a little bit, but if you hop at the right time, you'll mostly mitigate that, and then you can just kind of boost across that. And if you can go low enough, which I did not, you can actually use that last ramp up from the lower level and do another trick off of that. But I just missed my timing. Let's go down below just to kind of show what's down here. Just this once, and also because I'm okay with doing it on the second lap, so it won't affect my placement too much. I also got to hit these boosts, which sometimes that can be better. I don't think overall that is the faster way to go, but whatever. And there is the lightning again. And, oh, the blue shell, too. We're going to have both of those? Okay, thank you. Well, I guess the second lap is the screw Birdo lap because lightning and that, and then also me taking the unoptimal path. I don't know. I actually don't know what the optimal paths are. I'm not the Mario Kart 8 aficionado that I am with something like Mario Kart Wii. This game is not. I don't know every single tip and trick. I know a lot of things, but I'm not like this master of the game. Okay, let's try to hit that. There we go. That's what I wanted to show. Use that little ramp for an extra boost there. But I'm going to stick to the top this time. I don't know. Some people might be like, no, the bottom's better because of all those boosts that you have. But it also takes you the most out of the way. So I really don't know what is ideal in these circumstances. All I know is that I must drive and that I must be speed and that Yoshi is right on my tail here. Come on, dude. Get off of me. Problem with this bike is as good as it handles, it is very, very slow. They are right behind me. I am not feeling too comfortable here. If I just get hit by one really bad item, this could all go south very quickly. Let's hit this shortcut one more time. And there we go. Yeah, absolutely worth it to do that every single time. And that should be the race. All right, awesome. Yeah, I like that one. It just looks nice. I love the fireworks going off in the sky, the gentle snow, and they actually didn't butcher the music too much, which I appreciate, because a lot of these retro courses have had their music butchered by the Mario Kart 8 arrangements that I don't much care for. They're not all bad. A lot of them are pretty darn close. In fact, here's an example of one that is still excellent. Every bit as good as it was in the original version. Music Park is fantastic, and just what a genius course as well. This is probably the best course from the 3DS version, just on pure design alone. I love this course. Like, what is that freaking idea? That is just genius. Let's have him go across the course, and then he'll play the different instruments. You got a piano, you got a marimba, you got a xylophone. It's just awesome. Absolutely freaking awesome. And I think there's 4 of these that you go across. You also got the drums here that make noises as you go across. You got the bouncing notes coming up ahead, which we're going to want to hit the blue spot as we go over. But once they hit the ground, if you're on the ground, you can use those as an opportunity to do tricks like that. And there we go. Pretty freaking creative course. I'm a huge fan of Music Park. I mean, who isn't? Let's be honest. If you're not a fan of Music Park, I don't want to know you, because this course is amazing. And also on the black keys on the piano and whatnot, you can actually use those to use tricks off of if you want to. I don't find that super efficient, though, so I'm not a big fan of it. As far as these piranha plants are concerned, they actually alternate their positioning every single lap. And if you so much as get more than half of your bike or cart into the spotlight next to them, you're going to get bit. They have a pretty wide bite radius, so something to keep in mind. But, let's hit that again. Avoid the music note. Let's hit that double one. Okay, I'm not going to get that off in time, but, I got stuck. Gosh dang it, that was just dumb. That was just dumb on my part. Okay, well, I got the trick off at least. Now I can kind of recover here a bit. I think you can shortcut across that drum if you're very careful, but I did not do that. I also think you might want to have a mushroom for that, but I can't remember exactly. All right, I'm going to take the... Should I take the outside track on this one? I think I will, just so I can hit these boosts. I think it's still more optimal to be on the inside track, but at least you can do that. Oh, yep, see, that's what I get for going inside the spotlight. Wasn't a good idea. But I also think that red shell hit Wario instead of me, so that works out. All right, I don't trust that to protect me anymore. There we go. Singular spinning banana, not going to be good enough for my purposes. All right, that almost switched in time. Let's not get crushed by the notes this time. That was entirely just me being dumb that I even took that hit. All right, here comes a red shell. And now, if we can just hold true, no blue shells, no more red shells, we should have this one. Okay, red shell almost came right at the end, but we made it. And Music Park's been beaten. All right, one more course in this cup. And it is the reason I picked Birdo, which is, of course, Yoshi's Circuit, the GameCube version. Now, this course is good. It's actually not too bad, but it really obviously was... this is Yoshi's Valley. Never mind. I thought it was Yoshi's Circuit for the GameCube. No, that's in a later one. Never mind. My mistake. Okay, I like this course. I like this one a lot, actually. This is another one of my favorites from the N64. They really did have a lot of good representation from pretty much every single game in this one. While, yes, they picked some stinkers, they mostly got the most essential courses from each of the games. Not all the way, but for the most part they did. And I appreciate them for that. But I always take the same path when I do Yoshi's Valley. I never deviate. That's always the way I go. It just makes the most sense to me. It's technically not the most optimal one. It's like the second most optimal. But the reason I like it so much is because it's the second most optimal, but also the safest. So very easy to just go through it and make sure that you don't take a hit or anything. Watch out for the egg as you go. If you have a mushroom there, you can take that across if you so desire. I do not, because you cannot get mushrooms in first place ever in this game. You have to be in second or further back. I mean, you can pick up mushrooms that are on the ground, certainly, but you just can't ever get them in item boxes. So, makes sense. Yeah, I always just follow this path. It's just so much better. They tried to make it slightly more dangerous by throwing bats at you, but I really don't feel like it actually has too much of an effect. It's just so simple to take that course every single time. And look at how much ground it gained me, too. So I'm not going to complain. Get that purple boost. There we go. That's what I like to see. Now let's actually use this right before I hit the double items. So, ooh, that's what I like to see. That is almost a telltale sign that lightning's about to strike, because I have a super horn and the game does not want me to use it on a blue shell of any kind. I'm sure we'll get lightning first. But it's only a matter of time. In the meantime, I'll just hold on to these and hope that I can protect myself. That super horn is too convenient. Way too convenient in this circumstance. I know, I should have taken the other paths just to like demonstrate them, but whatever. Maybe I'll do that in the 64 version where they're even more precarious and more difficult. This isn't the only game that reprised Yoshi's Valley, though, is it? I think one other did. I can't remember what it was, though. We'll just hold on to these the whole way through. We got a huge lead right now. Yep, there it is. I told you, lightning was going to hit before the blue shell did. There was almost a guarantee of that. Because then it's like, oh, you got a super horn. Would be a shame if something happened to it. Well, at least I got my 10 coins. And there we go. That is a full sweep so far. We haven't lost a single race yet in this Let's Play, so I'm pretty happy about that. Not too bad. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the first cup of this episode. I almost was going to say that's it for the episode, but no, we got one more whole cup to do in this episode. So let's head on into the Lightning Cup next. And actually, I forgot who I was going to use for that one. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's right. That makes sense. We're getting our little highlights for Wario Stadium here, even though I'm not a big fan of this course. I mean, it was a really good win, so I'm not too angry about that. I feel like that's a pretty good pick. But Birdo actually did pretty darn well in this one. Gotta say, was a big fan. I think it was mostly the fact that I used the varmint, but... Oh, I love the trophy on this one. There's a little Tanuki design in the back of it. Let's take a look at that again. That is so cute. I really should have used Tanuki Mario in this, but I just didn't want to use multiple Marios. It's kind of like I don't want to use Metal Mario. I don't want to use Pink Gold Peach. I really don't even want to use the babies all that much. In fact, I think I might not at all as we go through this. But let's move on. We're going to use Petey Piranha for this next one. Honestly, I probably should have used the varmint for that one just because of the pipe theming. But let's go with the Steel Diver this time. And actually, you know what? No, I have a better idea. We're going to go full memes this time. Let's go full memes. We're going to use the Silver Arrow, and we're going to use the GLA tires. I like how there's not a paraglider that fits the Mercedes theme, though. We'll just go with this one. Yep, we're going to go full meme. And we're going to be doing a Lightning Cup, which does have Piranha Plant Slide, which is the main reason I wanted to use Petey Piranha for this. And I just dropped my phone as I was starting this up. So if you heard a thud in the background, that's what that was. But all right. Tick-Tock Clock, another great one from the DS. This one is fantastic. This one and I believe Waluigi Pinball are like the two that I consider the most essential from that game. And both are represented here, so that's pretty great. But I don't think Waluigi Pinball was represented until we got to the booster courses, if I'm not mistaken. But still, very, very good selection in my opinion. This one's pretty good. I like it. It's just got a really cool aesthetic to it. You know, it's got those vibes. Watch out for that thing. There's a lot of places you can do tricks off of it. Or off of little bumps that are just kind of all over the course. Get ourselves a coin there, and we're going to want to hit the blue one. This is another one that alternates where the jumps are at, so do keep that in mind. I'm definitely going to take a hit here. No way I'm escaping that. Oh, and another red shell. Okay. Somebody got the triple red shells, apparently. That's annoying. I like how I was briefly in second long enough to take advantage of that. So that's a little shortcut you can take. Try to avoid that, though. You don't want to go on the path that's going backwards. But you can take that little shortcut if the arm is pointed the right way. Otherwise, just use it as a jump to do a trick off of. There's not really any other reason for that, so I'm going to do this here. Get a little bit more boost. And I actually, wow, I mistimed that. That was bad. I've got the protection right now, so I'm mostly feeling pretty okay with this. Just again, assuming no blue shells get thrown my way. Let's kind of swing to the outside there so I don't get hit by those outstretched bolts. Or whatever those are. The T connectors, I guess. I think I could hit this one, but I'm not going to chance it. Instead, I'm actually going to just make sure I hit the right one here. There we go. So that kind of flings us over. And yes, you can do a trick off of that as well, which is awesome. All right, we're almost done. No, I keep sticking to the left side this time. Oh, there we go. There's the lightning to ruin my day. All right, always has to. I swear those are like more obligatory than the blue shells right now, but I also may have just jinxed myself by saying that. It's like there's been a lightning on every single course. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I get it. It's the lightning cup, but like, calm down. Please calm down. All right. I figured that the option of getting a double, a 2-item box was much more important than running into that obstacle. So I kind of just accepted that. All right. Come on. We're doing good. We're doing good. No more red shells, please. Let's take the right path this time. Oh, it's flipping the other way. Never mind. Just go through the middle. And we made it. All right. First course down. Not too shabby. Got some interesting rivals in this one. When I say rivals, so every single time, this is in every Mario Kart game, not just this one, but every single cup and what character you pick, they can all determine who your quote-unquote rivals are. That is 2 to 3 racers that are always going to be the most competitive in that race, just to, you know, make the standings fair. If they didn't do that, if they put all these CPUs on like the same skill level, it would actually make the game too easy, because then they would all have equal chances of winning each race, and that would spread out the point distribution too much in your favor, because, you know, then you only have to win a couple races and you'd still have a chance of winning the whole thing. So no, they have to select a couple that are like going to genuinely be your competition, and this is how they select your rivals. And so I know there's some characters where the rivals that you get are pretty much random. You never know actually who they're going to be. Petey Piranha is a good example of that, because he doesn't really have like a rival cast member. But if you, like, let's say, pick someone like Mario, you're much more likely to have your rivals be like Peach, Luigi, Bowser, somebody that actually like is close to you. Donkey Kong, it's more likely going to be like Diddy or Funky Kong. The Koopalings, it's more likely going to be other Koopalings or Bowser Jr. or Bowser and things of that nature. So there's a lot of like factors that like determine who your rivals are going to be. Now, when it comes to the water, I'm trying to stay connected to it because the current actually makes you go faster. This is true in a lot of water-based levels, so make sure that you always stick on the currents whenever you can. It's always a good thing. I'm going to try. Can I go up here, possibly? There is a path up, but I don't. Oh, there it is. It just activated, and I was a little bit too late to react to it. So, and they are right on my tail, though. Like, right on my tail. Speaking of rivals. Oh, I lost my drift there. That wasn't good. Gosh, okay, go away, man. Holy crap, they are making me nervous. All right, well, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. Don't worry, we have a Mercedes here. Petey Piranha is going to win because he has the privilege and the wealth to own an old Mercedes, and, you know, given the car this is probably based off of, this is probably like a multi-million-dollar car. So, yeah, Petey Piranha, he's among the privileged class. He is also, like, he's not a king. I can't remember what Petey Piranha is exactly in the hierarchy of piranha plants. Is he a baby, or is he like a fully grown one? I think he's supposed to be a baby. So is that the life of a piranha plant? They start out with legs and mobility, and they can actually walk, but then as they age, they actually they end up finding a place they get rooted to, and then they can't move anymore? Because that's kind of horrifying. There's some body horror element to that. I don't know. I don't really get what Petey Piranha's whole deal was. I always thought he was like a leader of some sort, but I think that's just because of my Double Dash association, because in Double Dash, Petey Piranha and King Boo were actually were the pair that went together. They were unlockable, the last unlockables in that game, if I remember correctly. And they also had symmetrical carts. King Boo had a silver pipe-looking cart, and Petey Piranha had the green one. I think Boo's was more acceleration-based, and Petey's was more top-speed-based. But because I always associate those two together, I don't know. It just in my mind, I'm always like, is Petey Piranha a king as well, or something? Some sort of leader? Is he part of some sort of hierarchy? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But that's a bad start. Now we get into Grumble Volcano. Actually, one of my least favorite courses from the Wii version. I still like it. It's still a good one, but it's out of all the many great courses in Mario Kart Wii, it's always been towards the bottom for me. That said, this course is very fascinating because it has a very important place in Mario Kart speedrunning history. I want to say Summoning Salt actually made a video about it, if I'm not mistaken. Grumble Volcano kind of was the game that launched Mario Kart Wii speedrunning into the stratosphere and is what made that such a high skill ceiling game, because this course was so exploitable that you could literally use a glitch to complete the entire thing in under like 10-20 seconds. You could like launch out to a volcano that was off to the left side of the track in time trials, and if you use that, I did that a little too early, if you use that volcano as a springboard and you kind of drifted around it and did some tricks off of it, you could actually technically cross the finish line 3 times in quick succession. It was very difficult to do, but it is one of the first big speedrunning tricks that Mario Kart Wii speedrunners figured out, and then the rest is kind of history. Now they've come up with a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, you should see the Mushroom Gorge trick as well, where you boost your way up the cliff. That's a crazy one too, but the volcano's been completely taken out in this edition, I think. So, can't even use it. Can't even use it. And not like the physics in this game would let you do that anyway. This is a very much more tightly designed game, which is both good and bad. I don't know. I know a lot of people are like, they look at like this, like Wii or Melee, and they go, freaking, but those games are glitchy and they're not as like well put together. It's like, yeah, but that's what makes them cool. Sometimes, like, they're glitchy in a good way. They're not glitchy in a this is an unplayable way. They're glitchy in a way that it's like, oh my gosh, I can exploit game mechanics and actually make this better for me. I can have more fun with it because of how difficult the game is, and that's cool. We need more. Oh, no! No! Oh, I'm going to lose my first race because of that. I shouldn't have taken the outside path. Oh, I almost got third there, too. Gosh dang it. That's what I get for talking crap about Grumble Volcano. Oh, my first loss. Son of a gun. But anyway, yeah, sometimes I like it when games have those sorts of quirks, and this one has none. The polish is too high almost in this one. And now I remember, now all of my regrets and anger are coming back to me because I remember this course exists. Okay, let's talk about one of the courses in Mario Kart that I hate the absolute most, and that is this one. Talk about butchering the legacy of a course in every single way. So first of all, they decided, because Rainbow Road Mario Kart 64 is so long, the designers were like, no, we need to condense this down into a single linear course, which I sort of understand that decision because, yes, it is too long, like way too long in the 64 version. It's like a 6-7 minute, possibly 8-minute course when you're going through it in 3 laps. And so they wanted to condense it down. But the problem is that now then makes this too short, which I don't like. But on top of that, they then had to go and butcher the look of it, which, I'm sorry, I don't think making this look exactly like the Rainbow Road from the Special Cup was the right play, because that's not as exciting. There you just have the city below and whatnot. But also, the music, man. This is just one of the worst ways you can reprise this music. There were so many better things they could have done here. They should have gone the electric guitar route with this one, but instead, which I guess they kind of did, but it's like a MIDI electric guitar. It's just, it doesn't sound good. They've toned it down so aggressively that it's actually really boring, and I don't like it. Like, this is just a sad shell of the original design for Mario Kart 64's Rainbow Road, and it's unfortunate. It's a pity. And there's the lightning to ruin my fun. Is a blue shell also going to come before this is over? Probably not. Lightning also does help me in that situation a little bit because it makes sure everyone behind me doesn't have a red shell anymore. And there we go. Look at that. That was way too short. That was way too short. In my 1.5-minute rant, and then we were already done with it. Yeah, not a fan of that one at all. Go look up... Every time I hear it, I'm just like, I want to go look up the CS Guitar 89 reprisal of Mario Kart, of Rainbow Road's theme, because that's like one of the best ever. I miss that guy. I wish he was still out making music on YouTube, but he's probably doing bigger and better things. He quit like 6 or 7 years ago, but he makes some awesome, awesome stuff. And his Rainbow Road cover is one of my all-time favorite tracks. One of my all-time favorite video game covers in general. So there we go, man. Our first second place, and we got it on the freaking Lightning Cup of all things. I suppose that's all right. I already had the 3 stars in this one anyway, so I'm not going to beat myself up about it too much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I hope you enjoyed it very much, and I will see you all in the next one.